What is up, bros? Me Josh here. In today's video, we're going over the latest operation to hit World of Warships, and that is Operation Dynamo. It's Operation of the Week, and if you guys haven't done any of the operations, you can easily do that by just clicking in the game mode type, changing it from random rank, whatever you're doing right now, co-op, to over to the operation, and you can then dive in and get these operations. And you get some free premium time, some flags, all this good stuff, and really just help out your World of Warships experience. So this one is kind of a special one. In the past, we've been able to kind of fill out with whatever roles we want. Yes, I know I'm pink. Don't worry about that. Hashtag pink in chat. But in this one, you can't quite pick cruisers, battleships, or aircraft carriers. You are destroyers only. So it gives you two choices with the Anthony and the Cyclone. Now I went with the Anthony on this one. They're two tier 5. One is the British, one is the French. The Cyclone, in my opinion, this is how the captains start. They give you 9 points right away, so they kind of spec out. You get a 19-point captain, so that's kind of cool. This is what they give you basically, so you can add in whatever kind of skills you want on top of that. The reason I went with the Anthony, and I think the Anthony is just better, is because the reload time on the Anthony, I think, is about half. It's 4.5 seconds for the Anthony, and then the Cyclone, I think, is 9. So one of the main things too you want to run on this is, and then we're also in the Dunkirk port, which is actually pretty cool. You want to make sure that you are running the AA mod, and if you can't afford it, to run the extra ones. It's kind of nice. So for this, you get the choice between the Anthony and the Cyclone. It doesn't honestly matter which one you pick. I just think the Anthony is better because what you're going to basically be doing, this one's a bit different, is you are going to then go in and kind of support these ships and shoot down a bunch of planes, and I just think the Anthony is just better at it. So let's dive in, and I'll show you guys kind of a walkthrough on what happens with the operation, and then show you the point of view that I had through it for the first time, which we 5-starred the first time we tried. So here we are in the operation itself, and really, as you can see, we're just basically escorting ships. Now, if you look onto the minimap, you can see what we kind of have to do. Now, actually some cool stuff that's going on, which I'll talk about just briefly. But these are all the minefields, so you have to avoid all of this area. This has mines in it, this has mines in it. So basically the path you are going to take throughout this whole thing is starting here, going all the way down. As you can see, planes are coming in. You basically curl all the way up and then get them safety. So this one is actually, if you are doing randoms, I highly recommend, one, just playing this game with divisions in general, but especially with this one, if you can, do it with friends, because this one's actually very, very hard to quote-unquote carry in, because there's so much RNG related stuff, because you're doing so much with just basically shooting down planes. Some of the other operations, you could play something like an aircraft carrier or something, or a very, very strong class like that, that would actually allow you the ability to quote-unquote carry the other operations. This one's very, very hard to actually kind of solo carry, because it's just basically, there's so much. I think your AA rating is like a 5 on this ship, but since you do have the AA rating and you do have so many ships, you just have random people that don't know what they're doing or turn off their AA or whatever. It's gonna be very, very hard to kind of do stuff like this. So I recommend playing with friends always in this game. It just makes it more fun as well. And operations, get as many friends as you can together. This makes it basically easier. It's not impossible to solo this with random people. It isn't at all, but it just makes it a little easier. So basically what this is we're trying to cap this first little area right here. So the more people that are in on the cap point, the faster it's going to cap, of course, and as well as more planes coming in over. So if you want to, and if you can, coordinate with your team. Don't all blow your AA at the same time, and like your AA consumable, and then slowly start working down. So as you can see, I held mine for this first one. I didn't realize it was only going to be this one little group by itself, so I kind of wasted it. But all in all, it basically works. You're just trying to keep all the kind of guys alive. So I think I kind of wasted it. I wish I would have used it on this, but anyways, we got through well. And the thing that's the worst part is when you're trying to 5-star, you have all these extra secondary tasks. So the primary task we just completed, and we just took over this area. So the secondary tasks are what you need to basically 5-star this, and that is going to be, so we just lost one guy right there. Now one of the downsides is actually on that corner. As you can see, it's kind of like a point. The random AI powered ships just drive into that, so you just have to get lucky. So this is kind of what I wish I would have saved my A for, these dive bombers that are coming in. So we're trying to save it. Destroy the fighter squadrons. We're destroying 8 total. Shoot down bombers and torpedo bombers. So that's what we're basically working on right now, to save 7,000 soldiers, and I believe that's just the ships. I think it's 1,000 per ship or whatever. And then save at least 7. So we have 10 left. I think you have like 11 or something like that. So as you can see right there, Fox Wars takes 1 dive bomber and takes a decent amount of damage. So you just want, that's why you want to alternate AA, especially on the dive bombers, because they will just absolutely wreck back your ships. I mean, 1 or 2 more, and he's just basically dead. So to 5-star everything, you need 5 stars, you need all the secondary tests as well as the main test. So now we're basically just kind of push along, and these are the new little speed boats that you have to kind of deal with, and they will actually launch torpedoes. And these things are so tiny and so freaking fast. So something to keep in mind, they only have a little bit of life, so it's not super hard, but these things are super fast. So whatever you're gonna lead, add a little bit more, because it took me about 3 or 4 waves of these things to then get them in the lead. So this is kind of just what you want to, I think, is why the Anthony's just a better ship overall, because it can reload faster, and then you can move on, and so you don't need to wait 9 seconds for it. So really, we did the first thing, killed the first wave, planes, killed the planes, and then you're gonna then move on to more planes, more of these little ships, more planes, more of these little ships, and kind of rinse and repeat until you really get into the pinch point of this map, which is upcoming. As you can see, the small little area in between the 2 minefields. So you have to be very careful where you are alone, and very careful of where the allied or the AI ships as well. So already I've done 0 damage. You know, I've done 0 damage. All I've shot down is 5 planes. So this thing is very quote-unquote hard to carry, because there's not too much damage to do. You just kind of sit around and hope you shoot down enough planes that you can 5-star it, honestly. But it is what it is. I actually found this to be kind of one of the easier ones, but I also ran with I think 6 other people that, with a couple have already done it already, so we had kind of an easier way, or whatever, an easier chance of kind of doing it, because people were pinging where things were coming from and all that kind of stuff. So that's why it's always good to maybe have somebody that has already done it. Whenever a new operation does come out on my stream, we run it multiple times, and we have multiple groups running it. So if you guys need, especially on the NA server, if you guys need any help with operations, especially when they first come out, we do it live on the first day. We do 4 or 5. Even when people have 5-starred it, we still run it. So you can always check out the stream, stop in, and get some help on the operation. So this is kind of some of the bigger of the offensive planes that kind of come here. And this is the same kind of thing. You just want to alternate the AA. So you have one group kind of blow their AA, then you have the second group kind of blow their AA. So then hopefully nobody takes any damage. Now the things you're going to want to do is rolling like AFT, which it already gives you, and some other AA related skills. BFT is kind of nice as well if you have the ability to run that. I think it actually gives you BFT and AFT. So so yeah, they're pretty nice. Also, it's just funny seeing the little AI boats. They're always so funny. But that's basically what you do. You just want to kind of alternate the AA, and so you can then spread the drop. If you've ever seen a an offensive squad from a CV's point of view, if it's ever as soon as it gets under an AA consumable or under a fighter presence, then it is basically spread apart, and so it has it's a lot more inaccurate when it is going to then drop on the thing. So basically, here we go. We got some more boats coming. We got some more planes coming. Took down that wave. And some more ships. Now these things are so freaking fast. But honestly, one salvo. I think I have one shot right here. Almost. And honestly, their hitboxes are a little bit bigger than they look. I know I was getting a couple shots kind of like behind them, and they were still getting absolutely wrecked. So looks like they're a little bit bigger than what they show, and it just kind of makes it a little easier because they are tiny and they are super quick. I think this might be the one that I hit on the backside. There's one of them up here that I hit on the backside, and yeah, it was that one right there. And it just absolutely just dunked on it. So 3 hits or whatever, and they're gonna die, which is really nice. So, but man, they are quick. We didn't have any trouble. Once they do get close, they start launching torps, and then you could honestly run into some trouble there, just taking out some of your ships, and it might be pretty hard to then 5-star it. But all in all, we were able to kind of focus them down before they really got close, and they just sail in straight lines because they're AI ships. So it's nice as well. So. This is where it gets kind of tricky, and you have to be very careful of what is going on, and this is when the planes really start to kick in. I think there's like 2 waves of ships and then 2 waves of massive planes, and I think you start getting some assistance from some allied planes as well. So this is when it starts to get a little hectic. You're basically done. I mean, we've only kind of made it halfway through, but I think this is kind of like the last little big hurdle right here. Then you're basically on a sprint to the end. So Operations, I've liked the operations. I think Wargaming has honestly missed a golden opportunity of making a really really fun game mode. For me personally, I think campaigns are a blast in this game. I think campaigns make stuff that is kind of monotonous. You know, this is a game about grinding. This is a game about doing things over and over and over and over, and the ability to then make a campaign so there's more trackable progress, I guess is the right way to do it. I wish they would have done some kind of campaign for the operations. I think it would have been a lot of fun, and hopefully they do add it, because I think there's a golden opportunity to add a lot more play and a lot more replayability on these. Basically, once you get 5-star, you get a 5-star the first time like we're doing on this, there's no reason we didn't do this the second time, like we have kind of in the past. So we didn't do this again, because there's no more reason to. We got the rewards. This is one of the two torpedo squads, and I think they actually get the drop off and then kill. So if you do have some people that run and there's some more the ships coming in as well. If you do have some people that run smoke, these are AI ships or AI planes, so they do not, they can't drop on smoke, so it basically does kind of cover you. So that's kind of cool. And some more of these little damn boats, and it's kind of funny. They have some pretty funny names as well. But yeah, if you do have smoke on some of your boats, you're not going to be able to shoot down too many planes because you don't have the AA consumable, but you will be able to kind of keep a lot of people safe, especially in this tight area if you aren't running. But you do need more of the AA. The more AA, the better. Smoke isn't needed. I would say if you have to, or if you aren't running a full group, take AA over smoke. So we've made it through kind of the pinch point here. That's where those 4 torpedo bombers, if you don't have enough AA consumables or something like that, that is where you can really run into some trouble, because 12 torpedoes dropping from the air into the water can really be pretty brutal and can take out a bunch of your ships. And that's probably the point that people then get absolutely crushed on for losing stars. So also you can see behind us there is another squad, another group of boats that are trying to come from behind us, and we weren't really expecting this, or I wasn't expecting this. I didn't think they would. They're trying to flank us. Luckily some of our guys were hanging back a little bit farther than I was, and we're able to then absolutely just smoke a couple of these guys trying to be sneaky. But we were able to take them down and then keep moving on. So this is where stuff really got, and as you can see on the top of the map right here, some friendly fighters are coming in, which is pretty awesome. But this is where things really got hectic. This is the last little stretch. We have guys both on the left and the right. I was trying to maybe get some torpedoes out and then start working on. But this is where, so you're getting attacked from behind, you're getting attacked from both sides. This is where things got a little interesting, and as well, more planes are coming. So basically all you have to do is hopefully, like there's the one shot right there. So, and I was hoping I would get that kill, but it got stolen from me. That's all right though. So he's taken down. Yeah, so that's where you could lose a lot of ships as well. Basically what we're going to try and do is we're trying to knock down as many of these friendly fighters, and I think we don't lose a single squad of friendly fighters here. So yeah, so the more you can help, the more planes you can shoot down here, and to help your friendly fighters is your friendly fighters. They're not like a man-made. They're all going to stick in kind of one group and focus. So the more fighters you shoot down, the more yours can then help, because there's just going to be waves and waves and waves of planes, basically. That's what it felt like, at least. So helping your allied planes shoot down any plane here and there. I mean, look at all these offensive planes coming in. I wish that it had the ability of kind of putting one fighter on each, which it doesn't. They all kind of focus on one, but they do chew up those squads pretty quickly. So helping free up as many fighter squads as possible is a must. So focus down squads, help your friendly fighters out, and then help take down some of these other offensive planes, because these things will start dealing damage. You're so close to the end, and especially if you're trying to get that 5-star, you want to shoot down as many of these planes as possible. And this is where we got really close to losing. We only have 9 civil ships left, so we lost another one in the process. And I think this one actually gets out the drop off, or one of them. As you can see right there, that's where the hitbox was a little bit bigger than what it showed. So just something to keep in mind that they are a little bit bigger. So yeah, but I mean, we only had 9 left, and we had to save at least 7 to get that star. So it was a good thing we had a couple of people on the other side, because it would have been pretty freaking tough to do it. But yeah, since we were able, like, we kept all the squads alive, so that was pretty awesome. Somebody was saying that they had done it in chat, and that was the first time they had done it multiple times, and that was the first time they saw anybody knock down have all the squads together. So pretty cool. This last little bit is just a lot of these ships, and we got I mean, at this point you get your aim down and you get the lead down, and you have enough of these fighters ready. As you can see right there too, the hitbox is just a little bit bigger. So shooting down the rest of these planes was pretty easy. Actually gets the drop off right here. I think this is the one. I keep saying it, of course. No, this is the one. No, this is the one. But yeah, I think one of these actually gets the drop, because they're kind of awkwardly spread out. I think it might be the guy on the other side. So as you can see, they kind of all keep grouped together, but they do eat up a squad pretty quick. But they have to be kind of careful, because there's just kind of endless planes here. And so basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to this last little squad, this last little area, and then basically cap it out, and then get enough people. So we shot down enough bombers needed for that. So basically all we have to do is just save enough of the ships, and then save enough of the soldiers, which is what you're basically going to do, as long as you can just get enough ships there. I think they're basically tied together, because there's so many people on so many ships. So basically it's just a race against time. Can you survive against it? I mean, they spawn right there. That was one thing that kind of caught me off guard too, is as you can see behind us, they spawned right on top of us. So this last little bit, you get past the kind of pinch point, and you get past you know, some of the other guys, then it's just mayhem for a while. It's just absolute mayhem. I'm out of AA consumables. Luckily our guys on the other side were really focusing on them, and we were able to kind of knock them down. But yeah, it's just absolute mayhem all over the place. Planes everywhere, you know, torp bombers everywhere, everything everywhere, and really just kind of hoping the AI ships hit the W key a few more times so they can actually get there in time. Because just a couple more hits and we would have restarted, so that would have been kind of a bummer. So with good enough coordination though, you can easily get this done. Luckily the AI are better at dodging torps than a lot of the people that actually play this game. So yeah, luckily they do pretty decent dodging torps, so that kind of helps you out. But I mean, you don't do much damage in this, because there's not much damage to do. You're honestly just shooting down planes, focusing fire down really fragile ships, and then moving on to the next one. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So with enough coordination, enough help from teammates, enough of everything, you too can get in and 5-star this thing. I think you get a day of premium for doing it, some flags, some camos. I think you even get a captain, one specific captain for each thing with a 10 point. So that's pretty nice. And so we're disembarking. Once we're done with this, we're basically done. We did it. Like I said, guys, we do this every week when there is a new one released. So if you guys need help getting them done, feel free to hop into the stream. I'll put a link down below for that. And we'll be on our way. So that is it for this week's Operation Complete. We freaking did it. Look at all these guys getting home. Operation. We completed everything. The troops are successfully evacuated. And as you can see, the first game I've done it where, yeah, everyone's talking about how pretty painful this is. First game we've done it with all the fighters survived. So pretty freaking awesome, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.